What's going on, guys? Bob Buskirk here at Think Computers, and we're back with another video. Today we're taking a look at EVGA's Z270 Classified K, so let's go ahead and take a look. When it comes to EVGA's Z270 motherboards, the Classified K sits at the top. So you have the Z270 Classified K, the Z270 FTWK, and then the Z270 Stinger. Now this is an eATX motherboard, so that's something you're going to want to keep in mind. EVGA has gone with a black and gunmetal silver design, so you have an all black PCB and then gunmetal silver accents throughout. EVGA is one of the only companies that hasn't gone overboard with their colors or RGBs when it comes to their Z270 motherboards. Starting at the top of the motherboard, you're going to find dual 8-pin EPS connectors, and this is one of the only Z270 boards that offers this. This means you'll be able to bring even more power to your CPU. Moving down, we have our CPU socket, and Z270 motherboards of course support both Kaby Lake and Skylake processors. Around the CPU socket, you'll find a 13-phase all-digital power design, and those power delivery components are covered by very large heat sinks. As we move over, we'll come to our DDR4 DIMM slots, and those support 64 gigabytes of 3600 megahertz memory. As we move to the edge of the board, in the top corner, you'll find your debug LED display. Then you have very large power and reset buttons, and then a smaller clear CMOS button. You have your voltage checkpoint connector, which is made to work with the included adapter, and then a 4-pin fan header, 24-pin ATX power connection, which is set at a 90-degree angle, and then your BIOS select switch. Moving down the board, you'll find a 4-pin fan header, a U.2 connector, 4 SATA 6 gig ports, and 2 SATA Express ports. At the bottom edge of the board is where you're going to find the rest of your connections and headers. So from left to right, you have a 6-pin power connection for your PCI Express slots, HD audio headers, 2 4-pin fan headers, a USB 2.0 header, dual USB 3.0 headers, and your front panel headers. Many of these headers and connections are set at a 90-degree angle facing down. I'm not sure if I agree with this placement, just for the fact that you could run into issues with your power supply or power supply cover. Towards the bottom corner of the board, you'll find an M.2 KeyE slot, which is made for an optional Wi-Fi and Bluetooth adapter. Moving up, you have your audio components, and this board makes use of the Creative CA0132 chip, which is part of the Soundcore 3D family. When it comes to expansion slots, you have 3 PCI Express 3.0 x16 slots, and then 3 PCI Express 3.0 x1 slots. This board officially supports two-way SLI. In between the PCI Express slots, you'll find 2 M.2 slots. These are PCI Express 3.0 x4 slots, and the top slot supports M.2 SSDs up to 110 millimeters, while the bottom one supports M.2 SSDs up to 80 millimeters. Finally, we move on to the rear I/O. So from left to right, we have a dedicated clear CMOS button, DisplayPort and HDMI outputs, dual gigabit Ethernet ports, and one is the killer E2500 and the other one is Intel's i219. 4 USB 3.0 ports, 2 USB 3.1 ports, so you have the Type A and Type C, a Thunderbolt 3 Type C port, and your audio connections. So is this a motherboard for you? Well, I think that it offers pretty much something for everybody. If you're a gamer, you have the Core 3D audio chip, you have the killer E25 gaming networking, and you have support for two-way SLI. If you're an enthusiast, you have those voltage checkpoints, you have that 13-phase power design, and of course you have the ability to bring even more power into your CPU. And then if you're doing something workstation, or if you're doing video editing, you of course have Thunderbolt 3 and those dual M.2 slots. There is one thing that we obviously have to talk about with this board, is that it is 2017, it is the year of RGB, and there's no RGB LEDs on this board, as well as no RGB headers. If you hate RGBs, this is going to be a great board to pick from, but if you're looking for RGB headers or RGBs on your motherboard, of course, you're definitely not going to be looking at this board. So this is where we're gonna wrap things up. Again, we think this is a really great board and it offers something for everybody. You can pick this board up online for around $299, and we'll have the link below so you can go ahead and check that out. Now, if you have any questions about this motherboard, go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. We'll also have a link below to our full written review, which will include benchmarks and all of that fun stuff. So until next time, catch you guys later.